4.
This is News 4 with Teresa Joy, Mike Morken, weather with Joe Wiseman, and sports with Roger Degerman.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. Winter is officially 18 days away, but with wind chills reaching 50 degrees below, you know it's already here.
National Weather Service forecasters now say there's a 65% chance of below normal average temperatures over the next 90 days. Matt O'Lean reports on the seemingly long winter ahead.
The cars are starting, but not very easily. And everywhere you looked on this blustery day, evidence that winter is here.
I can do without it, especially this walking to class. Yeah. It gets pretty cold.
It's too cold.
Too cold.
I gotta get a hat.
And at the National Weather Service, the 90-day forecast doesn't look good. A better than 50% chance for a colder than average winter.
And if people were looking for a mild winter, that'd be the one.
Not this year. It doesn't look like it. However, things are subject to change.
Bennett says there may be a bright spot in all this, snowfall. So far, weather patterns have hammered the Minneapolis area, while for the most part sparing the Red River Valley. Forecasters say there is a good chance the rest of the winter will see only average snowfall. But again, Bennett cautions things can change very quickly.
With a storm coming out of the Rockies of Colorado, it would only take one storm, possibly two storms, and we would be in the boat with them. With 20-odd inches of snow.
It's weather, huh?
Yeah. The only advice anyone can give is to bundle up and take care of your car. Forecasters do expect a break in the cold snap by this weekend, but they also expect many more cold snaps to come. With photographer Daryl Veldhouse, Matt O'Lean, News 4.
There was feuding today over the Fargodome. It involved a battle over who should pay for the extra safety measures for the dome's roof. Jason Branby reports.
The problem centers around Fargodome roof joints. To start off with, there were cracks. And now that the cracks are fixed, architects want the joints reinforced, just to make sure the roof structure ends up safe and sound. The bill, $16,000. Not a lot in a multi-million-dollar project, but in an atmosphere getting very touchy over what's spent where on the dome, the little bill is drawing big fire.
What we're really talking about here is us paying for a defective product, which should be the responsibility of the steel company.
You know, I'm getting a little suspicious that maybe we'll find in the future we've got other problems we're going to have to deal with.
But architects say even though initial problems with the roof were responsibilities of the steel maker, in this case, added safety above minimal requirements is the responsibility of taxpayers.
You know, we have a responsibility, and you have a responsibility to give the community the best product that we can. And we think this novel amount of money is a wise expenditure of funds.
Let's be a little more safe and spend this money and have a good, safe product that the public can feel safe in going into.
And when the debate finished, the Dome Authority voted to spend taxpayer money for the roof reinforcements. So now, barring any unforeseen circumstances, the extra work will be done, and the dome roof should be going up on time. Jason Branby, News 4.
Today's frigid weather may be keeping some Fargo voters from going to the polls to vote in today's middle school special election. Voters are deciding whether to okay a property tax hike to pay for a proposed middle school in South Fargo. School board and administration officials say the $12.6 million structure is necessary to handle student overcrowding at Agassiz Junior High and South High. 60% of the voters must approve the tax increase for the plan to proceed. The hike means an owner of an $80,000 home will pay about $61 more in property taxes. And by the way, you still have time to bundle up and go out to vote. The polls are open until 7 tonight. We'll have the results tonight at 10. Moorhead teachers have been working without a contract since June 30th, and negotiations between the district and the Moorhead Education Association have been at impasse for several months now. Today, both sides made a move to break the stalemate.
Susan McDonald's in our newsroom with the story. Susan, what did they do today to try and jumpstart the talks?
Well, Mike and Teresa, a state mediator has come in to try to help the teachers and the district iron out their differences. Economic issues are the sticking point here. Last summer, the teachers asked for a pay raise and fringe benefits package that officials said would have cost the district $3 million over 2 years. New proposals brought into today's closed session are not being disclosed, but the mediator promises to listen to both sides.
Basically, we're just going to see spending time with parties, discussing those positions, to see if there is some way that they may be able to recast them or to take another look at the positions and narrow the differences between the parties so that they can reach an agreement here.
These state-mediated talks are happening all over Minnesota this year. Of the more than 400 districts that must negotiate new contracts, only 70 have settled. That leaves roughly 330 districts still out, including many in northwestern Minnesota. 200 districts have requested state mediation, and Fergus Falls, Crookston, and Thief River Falls are among those going into mediation this month. There are a variety of reasons these districts haven't settled, but some members of the Minnesota Education Association say it's due mostly to a lack of funding. They say the state didn't give the districts enough money to give the teachers the pay raises they want. And in at least one district, the situation is close to boiling over. Teachers in Rochester are ready to go out on strike tomorrow.
Can these stalemates go on indefinitely?
Well, technically they could, but not many are really likely to. There is a state-imposed deadline of January 15th. And districts that fail to meet that deadline will be penalized financially, so there's a good incentive right there to settle.
All right,
thanks Susan.
The community of New Fulton, Minnesota will rebuild as high school. After all, Marshall Central High was destroyed by fire in early November, and the state education commissioner recommended sending the high school kids to Thief River Falls instead of rebuilding the school. Now, that sparked protests among New Fulton residents who signed petitions and sent them to Governor Arnie Carlsen. Now the education commissioner has apparently changed his mind and says he'll act favorably on the request to rebuild the school.
An 18-year-old North Fargo man is accused of doing some damage with his Jeep. Fargo police say Patrick Weichel plowed down 38 small trees in the Woodcrest area of North Fargo last Friday. Weichel is charged with careless driving, and he's agreed to pay $3,800 for the mangled trees.
Coming up, Fargo City Commissioner Steve Sydness has a new political challenge. You'll hear from him next.
And we'll hear what one of Minnesota's senators had to say to some high school students and what they had to say to him today in East Grand Forks. We'll be right back.
Where should we go for the holidays? Dairy Queen. 'Tis the season for the annual holiday full meal deal. Get in the spirit with a big juicy burger, piping hot fries, soft drink, and a 5-ounce sundae. Then get really festive with this collectible holiday glass. All at one great price, just $3.59. The $3.59 holiday full meal deal. We give you taste, we give you value, we treat you right. Dairy Queen.
When looking for insurance, small businesses were often treated like a small frog in a big pond. But then came American Family Business Insurance. American Family's reputation for friendly service quickly spread and spread because small businesses prefer to feel like a big frog in a big pond. Isn't that right?
American Family Insurance.
Your American Family agent in Crookston is Kurt Kuzman, and at Thief River Falls, Tim Leffler.
Ethan Allen introduces the American Impressions Collection. Just because you don't have a lot of money to throw around doesn't mean you have to live with disposable furniture. Right now, there's a sale at your Ethan Allen Gallery.
Wow, Mom got us a Chia Pet. Chia. How does it work? It's fun and easy.
Yeah, just soak your Chia Pet, spread the seeds, add water, and watch it grow.
Chia. Excellent.
Grow your Chia teddy bears, puppies, kittens, rams, bulls, even Chia trees to keep your pets company.
Nice Chia Pet.
Chia Pets and Chia trees are available at Kmart, Pomida, Thrifty White, and Woolworth.
North Dakota's 1992 U.S. Senate race now has a challenger. Fargo City Commissioner Steve Sydness is bidding for the Republican nomination to take on Democrat incumbent Kent Conrad. Here's how Sydness stands on some of the big issues. Sydness is against abortion, except in cases of rape, incest, or danger to the woman's life. He favors term limits, but won't say how many terms he would serve. favors some military reductions, says the federal government should stay out of gun control, and is open-minded on the idea of national health insurance. Sydness describes himself as a moderate conservative and says one of his big issues will be the federal deficit and Conrad's 1986 campaign promise not to seek re-election if the deficit wasn't cut drastically.
Reduce it. If he'd promised to reduce it and there'd been some progress, that'd be one thing. Promising to reduce it and then having it going toward record heights is quite another. So I don't think there'll be any one issue that will swing the campaign, but certainly progress on reducing the deficit will be one of them.
Sydness lost the 1988 U.S. congressional race to Byron Dorgan. In 1989, he pledged to stay on Fargo City Commission for 4 years, but says personal and political events of the last year prompted him to risk breaking that pledge by running for Senate.
U.S. Senator Paul Wellstone of Minnesota says students should be heard. Wellstone's comments were made at East Grand Forks High School today, where he held an open forum with students. As Amy Quinton reports, the topic was education.
Senator Wellstone came to East Grand Forks to meet with students, to find out their concerns, and to encourage their involvement in politics. And his message was clear.
This country will be secure if we invest in the skills and intellect and character of young people. We're not doing that like we should.
And in an open forum, Wellstone discovered many students believe an investment in education isn't being made.
How many of you would agree with that? Okay.
And Wellstone was bombarded with ideas students have for a better education, such as smaller class size and the possibility of a longer school year.
Letting the people who want to excel rather than catering to a general, the general group.
A lot of people would get bored with school. They get bored enough how long it is now, and they would just not try at all, and they would go down.
And Wellstone encouraged students to let their voices be heard rather than politicians deciding their fate.
You know what I mean? Keep thinking and about things and stay interested and stay involved.
Wellstone hopes to take some ideas of reforming education back to Washington with him, but he says reform without the proper resources is just stone soup.
All politicians are for children and the young in education, except when it comes to digging into the pockets. I think next session, that's going to be the fight.
Amy Quinton, News 4.
ChiChis introduces a whole lot of enchilada. 2 chicken, 2 beef, or 2 chicken Supremas enchiladas, plus a hot fudge sundae. And that's a whole lot of enchilada.
A celebration of food.
What's for lunch at ChiChis? Anything you want. Everything you want. Now, all you can eat. Just $4.99. ChiChis Mexifest Buffet. For lunch. Gallery West presents Terry Redland's The Pleasures of Winter, which begins a new series of limited edition holiday prints. Gaze upon an innocent time when the countryside was at peace with itself. See Redland's The Pleasures of Winter and his 6 previous holiday prints at Gallery West.
This holiday season, give a personalized gift from LP Shirt Company. Design your own shirt with full color done the same day. Bring in your color photo, even a picture a child is drawn, and have it printed on a shirt, hat, or mug. For that personalized touch, shop LP Shirt Company, West Acres.
Being the best, that means many different things to different people. But here at Selland Pontiac GMC, being the best means more than just selling you a car. It means exceptional customer service and attention to every detail. Being the best, yes, it means winning Pontiac's prestigious Masters Award and GMC Truck's 5-Star Award. But it also means when you're dealing with Selland Pontiac GMC, you're dealing with a dealership that works.
For 50 years, the Ann Carlsen School has offered education, therapy, and care for young people with disabilities.
Now we offer life skills, job training, and placement in our transition program. The student learns how to obtain and hold a job and work at one of our host businesses. Living skills help them go it alone, practicing cooking, cleaning, and shopping. Your donation will help another young person become more self-sufficient.
Please send your donation today to the Ann Carlsen School.
So, Phoenix. I'm down in Phoenix. It's like 35 degrees down there. I'm complaining, and everyone says to me, what do you expect? It's winter.
Right.
I said, bring them on up here. I'll show them what winter's
So
about.
was it this guy who brought the cool weather back with him?
Oh, no.
I don't know, but...
It just wasn't very nice to come back to.
Yeah, even though it was 35 in Phoenix, cool for them, but probably pretty nice for you considering where you've come from.
Yeah, I'd like to go back now after seeing this.
But now that you're back, things have certainly changed. Very windy today, wind chills, of course, 50 below, that's no secret. We did, however, miss out on the blizzard conditions that have been really bombarding southwest Minnesota. That's still a problem tonight, but the winds are going to die down over the next several hours. It still is cold in Fargo, Moorhead, clear skies 5 below, a northwest wind at 12. But the wind chill isn't as bad because the winds have been dying down. We're now at 30 below for a wind chill. The humidity 61%, the pressure rising 30.25. In Grand Forks, mostly clear and 6 below, a northwest wind at 12. The wind chill 31 below, humidity 61%, the pressure is on the rise. Well, the official high for the day was back at midnight when it was still 12 above. The morning low 6 below, averages 27 and 10, record extremes 55 and 33 below. And it remains cold at 6 o'clock across the tri-state area. Temperatures well below zero across Minnesota. North of the border, down to 15 below at Winnipeg, 17 below at Brandon, Manitoba. A few parts of the western sections of the region are reporting above zero. It has remained mostly clear, and the clearing trend, of course, moving through the area. And with the clearing skies, temperatures are going to get very, very cold tonight, maybe near 20 below. The snow continues across Minnesota, but the winds are still rather strong out here, and as a result, we still have a blizzard warning for the south-central part of Minnesota. And during the course of the day, there were a number of reports of blizzard conditions down in southwest Minnesota. Throughout the parts of southwest Minnesota, skipping over the blizzard warning into southeast Minnesota, we have blowing snow and wind chill advisories. Again, during the evening hours only, wind chill temperatures could approach 50 below zero, but by late tonight, winds should die down considerably. In the meantime, it remains very cold across the north-central part of the country, only 5 above right now at Des Moines, and warms up a little bit, but still much cooler than normal down in the deep south. The only parts of the country where it's mild, the southeast with 60s and 70s, and down in the desert southwest, Phoenix now up to 64 degrees. Tomorrow going to be a very warm day out that way. Still very cold here, but warmer temperatures will be moving in from the northern Rockies. Earlier today it was mostly cloudy, still plenty of snow that was taking place in southern Minnesota, but high pressure has been moving in, and as a result we have become mostly clear, but we do see plenty of clouds in eastern Minnesota. Snow still falling, but that should end during the course of the night. High pressure will continue to move eastward tonight, and that will allow another area of low pressure out west to move into the valley. As it does, that'll give us a pretty good chance of snow tomorrow night and right in through Thursday. But with that chance of snow will come much warmer temperatures. In fact, we could be into the low 30s behind that front by the end of the weekend. Then on Thursday, the next low pressure center moves in, giving us a pretty good chance of snow Wednesday night and Thursday. Here's a forecast for the rest of tonight. Clear and cold, blowing snow perhaps during the evening hours, but then winds will become light, but it's going to be a very cold night with temperatures in the neighborhood of 15 to 25 below. Tomorrow, increasing cloudiness, a good chance of snow by evening. Southeast winds at 5.